feel like my lips are loose as a goose. Don't get me started.
Like, meanwhile, I'm still listening to their version of Into the Unknown.
They have a different version of Into the. Oh, I still haven't seen Frozen 1 or 2, so.
That's crazy. How are you even navigating life right now?
And see, and this is why we have the little letter here, because she got the Frozen. She's looking at me like I should be, like she should be appalled.
That's crazy. What are you talking about?
I'm not gonna lie, that is a perfect place to start this lovely podcast known as Big Letter, Little Letter Podcast with your boy Hedo and my lovely host Jam.
Hi.
And see, we are like looking at each other via Zoom. Y'all won't see it, but once I knew of the song, just because I didn't see Frozen, she gave me like a dead stare of what's wrong with you.
That's crazy because it's literally, listen, Frozen 2 is for the adults. Point blank, period. And you need to watch it because you're all depressed. And you can tell me whatever you want to, but you need to watch Frozen 2. It'll change your life.
And this is a lovely transition to this episode's topic, which is going to be age play. So, yes, we are at episode 9 today. A is for age play, where we have the little over here trying to convince me to go watch a movie created for littles all around the world.
You're going to watch it. I'm going to text your girl.
I guess. All right, what's been going on with you this week? Or at least since the last time we recorded.
Well, I went to Heart of Soft's Harlem Nights in Brooklyn party on Saturday, and it was a movie.
So I have heard. I am hating on all of y'all. I'm the mayor of the Discord over there, and all I can do is see them talk about how amazing this damn party was for like the past 3 days. And I'm like, fuck y'all. But I'm happy for y'all. But fuck y'all.
Don't be a hater.
Oh, I will be a
Listen,
hater. Like, I was not there, so I will hate. I could be happy for y'all and hate.
you had a great weekend anyway,
That's because I'm a
and
hoe. Being a hoe, you normally have a good weekend.
and I've been to every Heart of Self event except for one party, and I said that I would do everything I could not to miss another one.
You made the right call. This is the second party I've missed, and I'm like every time they hit it out the park. I don't. Well, actually, I would say the last party people didn't like how many
Yeah.
people there were there, and some people didn't dress down. Yes, we will talk about that when we like talk about scenes and events, and it's we'll get there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we're trying something new.
but overall, I fucks with their parties. Like I enjoy it, and apparently my services are always requested when I go to these parties.
Duh. You always pull out all of your tools immediately. You get started before people even arrive.
First off, I don't pull all my tools out immediately. Some
Mm.
things are requested before the party. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll
Uh-huh.
go ahead and bring it.
Well, that's the point of the pre-party chat.
All right, let's stop giving them free ad space. But yeah, so you were at the party and it sounds like it was amazing.
It was beautiful. Like, I don't know who all our listeners are. I know they're from all over, but when you talk about spaces for like people of color and exploring kink and just looking mwah, beautiful, it was so good. Everybody looks so good.
Well, I'm definitely not missing the next one. I already know they have some details out, which I'm not gonna share here. Ain't no snitch, and let me get my ticket first before I share such things. But I'll be sure to go ahead and make the next one.
We'll let you know.
All right. As far as me, what the hell have I been doing? um,
You've been busy.
so I'm trying to think. What was the last time we recorded? Like, did I record? I think. Well, let me pull this up. Oh, last one released was before Valentine's Day, so I actually have been doing stuff.
Yeah.
So I was hired to perform a scene at this event here in Austin called Kinkbox, and it's hosted by Urban Play ATX. And it was just simply a showcase of various like artists and things of that nature. We had a couple poets that gave some spoken word and other sensual readings that they had from their books and whatnot. We
Ooh,
had
auditory
a
kink.
Huh?
Auditory kink.
I mean, the guy that closed it out with, like, he is chef's kiss, amazing. And like, I saw him when they first did it before the pandemic, February 2020, and he was there too for it. He like began things the same way, but it still just sounds so fresh and so great. Where it was like, I heard this before, and yeah, I want to hear it again. We had a lady who was known for her floor and chair routine dancing. So that performance happened. Um, and yeah, I was just doing the impact scene. I had my anchor partner that was my sub. She bottomed for the whole impact thing. Hey y'all, I will eventually get past the thing because sometimes your boy be a little slow when he comes up with his sentences, but
Don't worry about it. You're thinking. But let's not say you just had a scene because I saw your clips on Instagram and it looked good.
it was just a scene. Oh,
It was
like
just a scene. No, y'all need to go watch the clips that he posted on Instagram because he was doing his damn thing.
I was having a good time. It was a great time. And beyond that, I did go to Houston the following weekend because a friend of mine, Forever Aspen, who works with Limitless Lux, Lux Limitless. Anyways, she was performing her like burlesque performance. Like that was like fun to see.
That's
And
awesome.
even on the weekend, I ended up at some game night where some shenanigans were afoot. Like I ended up in like a bit of an orgy, which was like, oh, didn't expect that, but I'll take it.
I mean, you don't wind up in orgies every time you have a game night.
I mean, no, but I feel like I need to more now.
Is the orgy not one of the games?
Connect Four elevated, not Connect Four. What's the other one? Twister.
They're all good. They all lens, actually. Getting in trouble.
Let's just not do Monopoly.
Have mercy.
I mean, look, selfish people, they don't want to move on. It's like, yo, it's a gangbang. Like, why you over here playing Monopoly? We should be like sharing.
Monopoly Consent Edition.
All right, but no, overall, it's been a pretty chill week since the last time we recorded. But I mean, we did enough catching up. Let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, which again is A for age play.
Yes. Let's talk about it. So, before you click away, because you've heard all the cool things that we've been up to, and you're like, age play? I don't know. But let's get this out of the way. Contrary to what some people may believe, age players are not pedophiles. They're not interested in sexual relationships with children. When we talk about age play, we're talking about a role play in which one or more consenting adults acts as though they are a different age than they really are. This might include props, clothing, it definitely includes how they act around one another, and people usually just find comfort in this form of role playing. I want to, before I keep going, I just want to apologize and let you all know that I have aligners in my mouth again, so things are getting weird.
Well, don't worry, I hear you loud and clear.
Good. So, age players who assume the role of older partners get the satisfaction of teaching, caring for, and comforting for their younger partner. And overall, age play relationships are very warm, comfortable, and fulfilling for all parties involved.
So yeah, and I think one aspect of this that I feel all people can understand and get behind is the role play aspect. Like there are multiple ways that people throw in role play, even the quote unquote vanilla people, even though I feel like everyone got a little nutmeg to them, that they throw in role play to spice things up or to take things to a different level, be it the whole teacher student fetish, or you have a medical kink where you want to be treated by a nurse. There's a reason why that they say no, stick the thermometer up my butt because they're in their little role play. They're over here thinking like, no, it's for medical purposes.
Listen, y'all all heard Lil Wayne sing Mrs. Officer, Mrs. Officer. Don't act like you weren't into the song. It's the same thing.
But yeah, that's just really that's what that is about. So when you hear age play, don't think that it is someone that's trying to be either remedial or problematic, where they just want to, I don't know the right term. I want to say be a brat, but it's not a brat because we'll talk about brats later. It's just a different aspect of seeing life and kind of going like back in time to a time where things made a lot more sense than they do today.
Child.
Now, if we're gonna go more into age play, last week we did an episode that focused on mommies and daddies. These are the contemporaries of those that perform in age play. Normally, mommies, daddies, caretakers, they're relatively known as bigs to the littles. So, whenever you're dealing with someone that's in age play and they refer to themselves as a big, just know that they are that nurturing counterpart. They're the person that takes care of the littles and middles. Um, and it also does kind of revolve around the relationship you have. One thing that you will learn going through these this podcast is that most of these dynamics are negotiated well in advance. The reason why they're done so is so boundaries are established and people know what to look out for, to expect. Because no one wants to just happen upon a poopy diaper and no one said, I'm cleaning a poopy diaper in this scene. You negotiate these things, you talk these things out. And on the other end, also, when it comes to the littles, which can also be known as middles, we'll talk about what the difference is a bit later. What they do is they regress to an age that they designate. Now, this can go as little as like you could be a baby of like what do people with kids do? 12 months, 24 months old versus 2 years. Like make me do math. Um, but yeah, they can regress to as low as being an infant. They could be a toddler, or they can even go up to be teens. That is what in what they do when they regress to that is their mannerisms, their behaviors. It reflects that age period that they went back to. So the reason why this is done is, for example, littles when they're in that role play, it's kind of a way to relieve stress because when you were that age, you weren't worried about no bills or rent
No,
or car
no,
notes or gas
no.
or the world burning or war in Ukraine. Like you weren't worried about all these when you were a kid. All you worried about is where are your crayons and where's my juice box.
Now, we're not saying that people are like escaping from the world all the time. Like, these are adults, they have lives to lead. But just like you want to go to the spa to relax, or maybe you just want to sit in a park and look at the sky to relax, some people just want to have a little bit more fun, okay? And let's be honest, if you're into spirituality, we all talk about healing your inner child, and this is one of those ways you can do it.
Well, yeah, and it's. I feel like this should be a drinking game for whenever I say, "Well, yeah," but
Somebody's gonna do it.
to the point that I was saying, as far as that regression, there's also when all is over, they progress back to whatever age they currently are. So it's not something that you're gonna be stuck in 24/7. Like it's only afforded to the rich that can do a 24/7 dynamic. Right now, we're just adulting, just trying to make it to tomorrow, and they understand that. So it's not something that is done to the detriment. Like all BDSM, when done properly and with consent, is never detrimental and more times than not therapeutic.
Yes.
But we said a lot of words at y'all that y'all might understand. I kept saying littles, I kept saying middles. Hell, you might not even know how to even like get started with this shit. So we're gonna go ahead and cover that. But first, we're gonna go ahead and take a break. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just gonna take a break.
We'll see you in a sec.
Yeah. Hey yo, pass the blunt. Ha. But yeah, I'll make sure I'll go ahead and drop the line, be like, hey yo. But it was his birthday, so I get it. He might have been even litty also, so
Yeah,
he might have like slipped his mind to be like, yo, don't forget to give that speech. But you know, he
I'm sure. I think they were just banking on the fact that the party was supposedly full of people who already knew these things.
yeah, but I still go ahead and like at least drop the line because
Yeah.
people keep hitting me up about party info anyway, so I might as well get involved with the feedback. Like I get, hey yo, this person bought a ticket. I don't know. Like I'm just the mayor. I'm not the accountant
You're in charge
of the Discord. That's it. The party's not on
of
the
everything.
Discord.
You're in charge of everything.
I wish. Damn, I might get like paid or something.
Listen, I don't know what he paid Millie, but she be fucking working her ass off.
Okay. Me. Oh. Oh. I need water.
I need to find my pills for heartburn because it's been bad today.
I did not make my run. I'll do it tomorrow. Because I'm sleepy, and after this, I'm going to masturbate and go to sleep.
That sounds like a plan.
Oh, sure, yeah. This all gets cut on the recording, so fuck it.
Like, and we're back.
If this was live, girl, I would have lost a job. It's like, no, he got to go. What's up, radio? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Child, could not.
All right. Irony that came to my head because someone brought up how they like try to rewatch Martin. It was like, yeah, this is garbage.
Oh my god, I never liked it.
I liked it at the time, and there's still elements of it I like, but I'm not gonna act like, man, this is old comedy. Like he made fun of Pam because she was dark skinned.
Yeah.
He went after the girl that was light skinned.
Yeah.
He was toxic masculinity incarnate.
Oh hell yeah.
But you can't beat the New Jack City scene. Got that fake dog everywhere. Like, sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Like that was entertaining. Or they ain't no damn puppy when him and Pam actually like worked. Like it made it happen. Or that weird Martin porn parody. Don't know why that was a thing.
Oh my god.
But he ended up fucking Pam in that parody. So like, oh, that's what happened. He wanted to smash. Yeah, it was a lot.
I can see that. That's usually how it goes, no?
But yeah, it's just
Aren't
one of
you
those.
mean to the people you want to smash?
It's just like how there's a friend that I know of, a plushie. She hates Florida Evans from Good Times.
Really?
Hates loads. Wish she was dead. Not the actress, but the actual like Florida Evans.
Damn.
I don't blame her.
That's crazy.
I'm on her side. Like I don't hate her like that because she's a black woman. I would not hate her that. But she ain't shit.
Really?
Yes, really. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember the episode with the Black Jesus?
No.
So there's an episode where JJ painted a portrait of Jesus and he was black. He hung it up and the father loved it. He was like, hell yeah, we're here for it. Now, of course, he goes gambling and win with the Black Jesus picture up. But Florida Evans' character was like, no, how dare you? This is blasphemy. Why are we doing this? It's like, bitch, you are poor in the ghetto. You over here concerned about white Jesus.
Oh, hell yeah, they love white Jesus.
And so, yes, that was my beef. Just like my beef is with this random black woman that's like, y'all going to hell for trying to get Beyonce tickets.
Oh God, I was looking for that. I saw somebody say something, and I was like, "What?"
Yes,
happened?
I saw it. It's because she when Beyonce was giving kind of like a credence to the Yoruba goddess. And so this random black woman who's doing this white religion is like, you're going to hell. How dare you be trying to be a deity? And it's like, woman, do you not see your skin color? You are endorsing Like,
I'm like, and what of slavery? What do you think of this?
all right. This will all get cut. So let's. Uh, what up, people? Welcome back to the second part of this lovely podcast we have here.
Great.
And
It's time to talk about me.
again, we'll talk about brats later, but you know what? You got
Fine. Today I'm here to be nice and talk about me. Kidding.
it.
Today we're talking about littles, of course. So we said a lot about littles in the beginning of the show, but I'm just going to talk about a group of people who refer to themselves as littles. These people often take age ranges from baby to around like 10. 10, yeah? That
I'll
sounds about
give it
right.
like 10, like all the grade school age, like, pre K, kindergarten, all the way to like
Yeah.
fifth, sixth.
Pretty young. We're talking about the ones who like to play with dolls, the ones who still watch The Little Mermaid, the ones who like frilly dresses. Not all littles like frilly dresses, but they do like colorful clothes. I'm a fan of overalls myself and Care Bear t shirts. But you'll see littles often in clothing like this, changing their mannerisms, the kind of activities they do, like coloring books and painting. They like hugs and cuddling. They may be like what? They might even like being rocked to sleep. Um, some littles are looking for a big that who is strict and establishes rules for them, and some littles are just looking for bigs who are more on the caregiving side of things, giving them hugs, giving them affirmations, helping them learn how to live daily life because life gets hard. Okay? You have a pile of laundry on your floor right now. Don't say you don't. I know you do. So sometimes they get these rules and it helps littles to learn these things because they can be rewarded and you can get toys and you can get ice cream and you can get cookies and those kind of rewards are way nicer than just a paycheck because what am I doing with this money when the world is burning? But that's not what we're talking about today.
But I would
We're
say,
talking about adults.
I mean, we are talking about littles. We're talking about littles like yourself because you
Yes,
identify as a little.
I
See, that little voice, it came all the way out. Now, I would say you did miss a very important component of this.
Which part?
Always keep a stuffy. Always keep their favorite stuffy on hand.
Of
And
course.
yes, I said the word stuffy. I didn't say stuffed animal. I didn't say
It's a stuffy
it's a stuffy. That's something that I have to learn myself.
because they are soft and cuddly and they always hug you back.
See, there you go. That's little 101 for you. And another component that I have learned myself in regards to littles is that it's also about having someone there to do things that you quote unquote can't do. Now, why I say quote unquote, a good example is having your shoes tied. Now, for example, could adult Jam tie her own shoes? Of course she can. Otherwise, she'll just pretty much be tripping over her own feet. Can little Jam tie her own shoes? No, she cannot.
No.
She is struggling at that age that she kind of regressed to. And there could be, honestly, a little does not have to regress to the same age over and over again. Sometimes they go down to an age where, for example, they learn to tie their shoes, but they need help learning how. It's a whole lot of dancing that goes between the big and little, whether it is being prepared with their favorite stuffy or being prepared to do the little things like help them cross the street.
I don't know about you, but I like when people hold my hand across the street.
I got long arms, so it's kind of like awkward whenever I'm walking with someone, but I try to make it work.
That is good of you. You would make a really good daddy.
Yeah, nah, I dropped the daddy thing a long time ago. So we are over here being a dom, a sadist, and a rope top.
Okay, are you a full grown up?
Trying. I'm trying.
Fine. Since you want to be so old, how about you tell us about middles then?
All right, it's it's just a middle. The end. Point blank. Period. On to the next one. Okay. Let me at least be responsible and actually say what it is. A middle is an adult who role plays as an older child during an age play scenario. So middle role playing is kind of like older than babies or littles, but not like voting age. So, for example, they can be somewhere between like 11 to 17. So we're talking middle school to high school. High school junior. Seniors, they be weird. Sometimes they be 18, 19, like a senior in high school. Hell, some of them might even got held back while they were a little. Who
Have
knows?
mercy.
But essentially, it's trying to focus on things that are done around that age. So it's like watching cartoons, coloring, reading magazines, playing video games, cutting posters out of Tiger Beats and hanging it on your wall, hoping to meet Justin Timberlake. Who knows? But that's the whole scenario when it comes to middles. Now, middles are a little bit more nuanced than littles, because when you're little, you see you were a kid yourself. The only thing you were worried about is like, what's for lunch? When are we having chicken nuggets? Can I get some McDonald's? Like, there was no real element to your existence that wasn't provided to you by your caregiver. Middles, though, they deal with puberty. So that's kind of the bigger nuance when it comes to middles. So
Yes.
it's a little bit trickier when there is middles at play. Typically what happens is between the caregiver and the middle, there's no real interaction because it strictly stays as, you're both like big and middle. You're the caretaker, you're the mommy, you're the daddy, you're all watching out for this person. When two middles get together to play, that's when things become a little bit more nuanced because sex may be a component when it comes to middles if they get together for a sleepover. Because again, they are around the ages of 11 to 17, puberty's hitting, so that that was the age when we were our most horniest. All right, at least
Ooh,
guys.
naughty.
Women started bleeding, so maybe they weren't as horny as guys. But for guys, we had the notebook to block the front. You're just walking down, mind your business, and you just hold your notebook in front of your crotch because that's where notebooks go. That's the rule. And so again, puberty, so a little bit more curious, and regression to that middle means that curiosity may stem again. And yeah, when middles get together, they might have that whole little virgin young teenage love kind of thing going on. So
You
that's
know what I'm thinking about actually?
what's that?
So you know how we are in a community of people who are relearning their bodies because in America we don't touch things like that. I feel like being in a middle space could be a really good time to relearn your body. Like, oh, this is what it feels like when I'm horny. These are my boobs. This is my vulva. Like, this is when you can talk more about, like, these are the parts of your body. This is what you can do with them. These are the parts of, like, a girl or boy or other gender body. Like, these are body parts. That feels like a really good time to get into that stuff.
I mean, if you if you think about it, because again, I brought up the word therapeutic, but that can also work for our trans brother and sisters where they maybe figure things out a little bit later. Especially, I'm 34, so the trans individuals that I know were not as they didn't have the easy access. I don't think is the right word. They didn't have the
Mm,
contemporaries available to provide them gender affirming care when we
yeah,
were all around the same age. More times than not, they portrayed what they wanted to portray with clothes, with their fashion, but they didn't get the hormonal the hormone
yeah.
treatments to help them feel inside what they want to like expose outside. And so if they go back to that middle space,
Which is when you were figuring out who you were.
they can go back and actually kind of like feel those emotions, but in a more positive light again, pushing towards, like, when you're in that middle space, you were confused. You can go back again, be confused, but not as confused.
Yeah. I think that we should really push that word out there. We're like, hey, people, I know what might help.
Hey, you over there. Wait, you don't masturbate? Cool. Go into your middle space, start over.
Get into your middle space.
All right, now, Jam, I'm going to pass this one to you because when it comes to all things BDSM and kink, one of the hardest things that some people have is just getting started. So, what would you recommend for any intrigued and potential littles?
I mean, I would say that when you get into age play, it's kind of something you discover on your own. And while it's kind of budding, I would say in the community, there still aren't as many resources as you would like. Because, I mean, it's still one of those kinks, we had a whole disclaimer in the beginning of the episode for this very reason.
Because
So I
people ain't
think that,
shit.
right. So one of the best things you could do is keep exploring the feeling that you're having on your own. Like, what is making you feel good? Do you like coloring? Do you like dressing up? Do you like having stuffies? Like, what are those things that you like to do? And then really like lean into it. Then you can start incorporating like costumes and props and like figure out if it's for you. I actually just read this book where it's that fireman series, and if you're in a group with me, you've heard me talk about it. But the last book I read, it was a caterer, and she was invited to the party to cater, but she did not know it was a recess, which was an event for littles to get together, to just hang out and like be around other littles. Which finding community is also something that you should do to get started. And she was like, "I'm not a little," and he was like, "Are you sure?" And he just asked her all these questions like, what do you do when you're feeling sad? Do you like rewatching old Disney movies and cuddling up with stuffies and making cookies on a Saturday and having somebody else take care of you was one of the biggest things. So asking yourself these questions and seeing where you lie is one of the things you can do, and then finding community. But definitely before you go looking for a daddy, a mommy, a big, a caregiver, like get to know yourself. I was lucky enough to find some friends in a couple of the groups I'm in. So maybe you'll find some more friends who are littles, and because they'll answer you in the same tone. And they'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? It's really good to meet you."
See, and with that, I would honestly say, because I know of a couple groups that was like that too. If you are able to be word of mouth, or if you can wade your way through the sewage that is Fetlife, you can find a munch that is going on, and hang out with other littles. Like, they do tea time play dates and things of that nature. You can go ahead and sit in, learn a bit more, or you can go to just the standard munch where everyone's an adult and you're just talking regularly. That way they can express why they do what they do, what they do, what they do, how they do what they do. And if it piques your interest, then they'll likely have an event, have you over, and you'll kind of get more learning and exploring. And it's just like with BDSM, kink, all that. It's a mental thing. It's all about self discovery. It's all about sensations. It's all about learning. And if this is going to help you learn more about yourself, then just go ahead and just, dip a toe in and see how it feels.
For sure. And I think also if you're going to events, your body knows if the space feels good or not. Because going into a little space or middle space is not something you're going to do if you're feeling uncomfortable. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, put that big voice on, be like, "Oh, hell no, fuck out of here," and get out of there. But if you're feeling comfortable, like, enjoy
I was like, you're so New York. You fuck out of here.
it.
All right, now let's go ahead and wrap things up. And I'm a man that like to emphasize some shit. Now, we said in the beginning of this podcast, and we're going to say it again now, age play is not in line with incest or pedophilia. It's purely role playing, it's purely fantasy. It is a kink. It is something that is not required for someone to feel sexually aroused, but it is something that makes people feel good. The same kind of role playing you would do doctor and patient, teacher and student, officer and hoodlum. It's all role playing
Yeah,
between
I've been playing Cops and
consenting
Robbers for years.
or playing house.
Child.
But yes, this is all done by consenting adults. And when we say consenting, we mean they're of sound mind, sound body. There is no inebriation. Everything is negotiated and talked about between both parties. So consenting adults.
And if you're coming to us for the first time in this episode, make sure you go check out our consent episode.
Because consent is important. Consent is mandatory and just as sexy. Now, the little is not related to the big. So, no, that ain't happening. Like that, again, that's incest. We don't do that around these parts. That's illegal. And everyone is of consenting age. Littles, like the whole point is they find comfort and care in this role. And it can be therapeutic because the day-to-day of being an adult, going to work, making money to pay rent, to pay your car bills, to pay your internet bills, to pay your water bills, to pay electricity, to pay insurance, and hope you don't stub a toe and go to the emergency room, to check out the news and find out that Ukraine is still fighting a country that's 20 times its size. Like, there are things that compile on and on. And people use this space in order to get that comfort, to get that care. So that way they can actually continue being that adult whenever they're not in that little space. So, it also does come with making sure that you find a proper big mommy, daddy caregiver that will look out for your best interests and typically are positive influences in the roles that they're playing. Now, again, it's a great kink to explore on your own. You do not have to have anyone there. You just honestly get you a coloring book, get you some watercolors, and just have at it. Just have you a time. You can have some Barney playing in the background, or you could go check out Tabitha Brown's little kids show, because I heard apparently it's very, very calming because she voices some things. Oh, see, I didn't even know about it. You apparently do.
I wouldn't be a little if I didn't know.
But yes, so just go ahead, see what it feels like. Just go ahead and check things out. If you find comfort in that space where you're just simply doodling or doing like a puzzle or whatever little kids do, go explore some more. Go ahead and dig into it. Find the inner child of yours, because we all still have that inner child. It just became a little bit taller.
For sure. And as you're doing these things, you might think, then why can't I just keep doing it myself? You can. But imagine if someone else made your chicken nuggets.
That's what Uber Eats is for. Just make sure that your little does not order like 20 orders of it, though.
Hush.
All right, Jam, we're about to be out of here. What? Do you have any final thoughts?
I think just one of the things to consider with age play and with any type of kink or BDSM or any kind of exploring you're doing is that to remember that going into new things brings up feelings and thoughts for everyone involved. So, really knowing yourself and having regular communication is going to be super important. Like, whip out that journal and write or spend some time by yourself. And then don't be afraid to have conversations. Remember, if you can't have a conversation with somebody, they're probably not somebody you should be playing with.
Oh. See, you be dropping gems every now and then. Gems.
Gems.
I guess my final thoughts is I'm going to call an audible. So we typically have our episode plans written out whenever we run out of ideas. Not run out of ideas, but like this was the last thing on the list of like, hey, we're going to cover this topic. And we just like, oh, here's these things we're going to do. So, of course, I listed out top, bottom, dungeons, play party, safety, brat tamer. But before we cover all that, I'm going to go ahead and use my final thought we're going to do for the next episode, and that is vetting. So,
Ooh.
so the reason why that came up is because, yes, you could do it by yourself, but it is a lot more fun when someone else make your chicken nuggets. But then it becomes who's making those chicken nuggets. So
Do
you
they
get
know how to make chicken nuggets? Do they even know how to use your air fryer?
so there you go. That's why I feel like my final thought is we talked about it. It's fun to explore, especially you can find someone to explore with. But vetting will be very important in all aspects of this because BDSM is fun. It is a great ass time. But like good old Uncle Ben, great power, great responsibility. There are some people out there that take that power and abuse it in a way that is not fun and very detrimental to individuals. So it is up to the person that is requesting any kind of service or connection to vet their potential partners, be it sub, dom, or otherwise, to make sure that these are people that won't cause you any kind of like harm, both physical or psychological. So you littles out there that want to go ahead and find that daddy, that mommy, that caregiver, that big. Make sure you vet and that they are actually a good fit for you. Now, how do you vet? That's going to be next week's episode.
Yay!
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But first things first, the lovely Jam, what you got to plug?
Camp!
Oh, yeah, we got camp.
We have camp. Experience, Covet, and Fun Sexual are hosting a Funco camp in Kent, Connecticut in May. Sorry, by the time you hear this episode, you've missed the $100 deposit special, but it is still worth looking into it. We'll both be there. It's going to be an amazing time. And if you're really looking to explore age play with some really good people, camp is a good place to do it.
Oh, yeah, there we go. See, that's why you gotta have a co-host like Jam, because I would never have thought of that. But yes, Fun Co-Camp, Experience Covet, the Fun Sexual, the Homie Maj, partnered together. This is a sleepaway camp. It will be from the 23rd to the 25th. We have, this is for, 23rd to 25th, right? Or 23rd to the 26th.
I'll check my calendar.
Now this event is for non-kinksters and kinksters alike, so it's not like, oh, you gotta be down with the get down to go. No, like we're doing all the vanilla stuff too, because just because we like to swing floggers don't mean that we don't like skipping rocks either. So I'll go ahead and throw in the website in the show notes, so that way y'all can just go ahead and check it out and just join us for a good ass time.
All right, so that's May 19th to the 22nd.
Oops. Wait, damn, I'm a horrible camp counselor.
I know, right? But I've got a lot going on in my life, and I'm starting 75 soft because that is precisely when camp will be. So, but if you have any questions, please ask them. Shoot me a message on Twitter at Lady Lies Waiting, on IG as I_mean_her. You could try on Fet. I might not see it for a month, but you could try. You can find me as LoveAphrodite. And if you want some cuddling, if you're having a baby, if you want some yoga, if you just want to spread the word of all of my good loving and support, my website is maryjanescouch.space. I would love to hear from you. I mean it.
All right, as far as me, you know me as Hedo. I do have my IG account, HedonisticDom. I have my Twitter account, Hedonistic_Dom, and I have my Fetlife account, HedonisticDom_. All put together in that exact way. Also, be sure to check out my other podcast, Hitchhiker's Guide to Ethical Non-Monogamy, ENM
now
for
on
short.
YouTube.
It's definitely now on YouTube, and the YouTube link will be available on the lovely show notes. So be sure to check it out, subscribe, and follow and all that good stuff, because your boy he needs his follows up, because if I could just go ahead and make a few monetary dollars this way, I won't be upset.
Then you don't have to give hand jobs for $500.
First off, I have not done that. If anything, I would do a fingering for that. And no, what happened to that lady is she was paid $500 to give a hand job to a friend while he watched bisexual porn that had like it was a lot apparently. All right,
People like what they like.
I ain't judging. Now let's go ahead and get out of here. Until next
All
time.
right, friend. Stay kinky.
All right, kinky and safe, y'all. Bye.
Bye.